You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, if you are into nerd culture, and most importantly, if you love video games, you come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is episode number 326, and I have some things I want to talk about with my family. Okay, got a couple interesting things to talk about. We're going to talk Nintendo. Yes, Nintendo Switch and where they're going in the future. Okay, Nintendo Switch 2, all of this stuff. We're going to talk about that. Also, Baldur's Gate. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, and it's not really good news depending on what system you play. We're going to get into that as well. Also, some new gameplay from a video game by a indie team. And it started with one guy, I want to say one or two guys, and shit looks breathtaking. Just a little bit of news there. And then my anime watch list. My anime watch list is back. I finally got the chance to watch some anime this week, guys. And I'm happy to announce that I'm officially back in my anime loop. So I have some anime that I watched. I also have some anime that I'm going to watch next. And I'm excited about all of that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. First, I want to start off by saying I've had an incredible time with Remnant 2. I'm still playing that fucking game. If you guys are into the Dark Souls stuff, I have to keep saying this every week until you guys, I guess, decide to make that decision or not. But if you're into that type of stuff, if you like third-person shooters and looter shooters, you want to call them that, if you like making custom builds and playing around with that type of stuff, you're going to love this game. And it's a discounted price of a game. It's only $50, guys, right now, available now. Okay, you can get it. It's awesome. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've been playing so many hours in that game. I have not been able to really put it down. I mean, I put it down for the last couple of days, and not even 2 whole full days, like a day and a half, I'd say, because I had other stuff to do, family obligations, and like I said, I've told myself I'm going to watch some anime. I'm going to get back into that. And so I'm really, because of that, if it wasn't because of that, I would still just probably be still playing that, and only that right now. It's crazy. It's just that good, you know, and I never saw that coming. These are the type of games that I'm talking about when I say they are surprisingly life-changing in a video game sense of a game for me. You know, it's very rare that I see a game and I say, okay, this game's coming out. I'm not thinking about it at all, really. I know it's a release, cool. And then when it drops and I actually play it, my mind is blown. And I was actually coerced into buying this. I was kind of talked into buying this by a friend. And then I watched some videos, of course, and that helped a little bit. But still, I never thought that it was going to slap this hard. And it's just an awesome experience. It's a great game, randomly generated levels. So the replay value is super sick there. There's also DLC in the works, and there's a lot of stuff coming out. The community is crazy. It's got a great community. So if you're looking for new players, if you're looking for that type of stuff, jump on Discord and you can start a lot of different things there, which is cool. It's just a lot of dope stuff going on around this game. So I'm really excited about the DLC. There's supposedly 3 slated for release, and I bought the game early, which I paid premium price for, which is basically $70, the same price you would pay for most games now if they were brand new. And that game I'm already paid for the game plus 3 DLCs. So I can't be more happy about that. And it's just a great game. I got some really awesome weapons this last week, guys, and I'm really, I think I found my weapons. I found really one in particular that I really, really love. It's a handgun. It's a side gun. And that's like my main gun. I'm trying to build around that gun. That is my baby. And I name my own gun sometimes. And this gun has its own fucking name. The original name of the gun for all my Remnant 2 players out there is the Star Shot. So a lot of you guys probably know about that gun. And yeah, we had to go through some shit to get it though. If I would have known this gun was this awesome, I would have gotten it a long time ago. But it was kind of like a second kind of, gun to me at first, because I was trying to get another gun, and then in the process I got 2 birds with 1 stone. I tried this gun out and I love this gun, absolutely love it. But it's called the Star Shot, and I named it Flagrant Star. That's my name for it, because the damage is so fucking ridiculous. It's flagrant. I mean, it's offensive. It's like anybody watching that gun do damage, especially when it's charged. It's literally flagrant. It's like, bro, you're just so OP for no fucking reason. Like, you're just ridiculous. It erases many bosses in one shot. I fucking love it. I love the effects. I love the after effects of it. It also applies burn. So I'm looking into different rings to spec into that. It's just crazy. It's a crazy gun. I love it to death. It's got decent range on it too. So if you want to pew, pew, pew motherfuckers to death, you could do that. And I just love the gun. I love it absolutely, and it goes with the build that I'm trying to perfect. So yeah, it's just a lot of stuff going on. Plus, we got a new update, so there's a lot of buffs going on. A lot of things change for the better, but there are going to be a couple things that people aren't happy with. There's 2 guns that were really OP in this game, and they are fucking nerfed a little bit, not a lot, but somewhat, to where people are kind of salty about it, and I can understand that. One of the guns I used, it was my side gun for pretty much everyone's side gun for crowd control, and all of that. And it's a great gun, and I think it's still pretty good even after the slight nerf of the gun, so it's still great for basically damaging or just incapacitating a group of enemies, especially ones that fly in the air, which I cannot stand. And sometimes I'll go back to that gun depending on, what I'm doing in the game or whatever. It's definitely cool for that. But yeah, man, like I said, the game is awesome. I could go on and on and on about it. If you haven't played it, please pick it up. It's a 3-player game, so you can play up to 3 different people on one squad. So, if you got a couple friends, you can jump in and you can do things, or you can go in parties and find parties and stuff like that. I will say this though, a lot of you guys out there playing are dickheads as far as how you treat people coming into your games. Cause I've been kicked from so many different groups, and I'm not the only one. I have other friends who said, yeah, man, when I join other people's games, I'll play with them for a little while and then they'll just kick you. I don't understand that. And it kind of sucks. If you don't want to play with other players, there's an option in that game where you can actually go in there and you could say, okay, friends only. I'm only allowing friends to come in here and play with me, or I'm just going to go solo. You can do that. All right. And it would solve a lot of people's problems. But there was an instance in that game where I had played all day and I was trying to get this item. The one time that I didn't get kicked was the time that the fucking game crashed on me. All right. We had did all the work. We were headed towards the last section of the game in that level, in that area, so that I could get what I was looking for. And then the game fucking crashes, man. It freezes up and crashes. I'm like, wow. And then all the other times I get kicked. I go through part of the level with some of these guys, help them beat these bosses, do all this shit, and then I get fucking kicked. All right. Now, for those who don't know, the game has what you call friendly fire. Okay. So basically, you can accidentally kill a teammate if your weapon is too strong and if it has some stupid AoE damage, and if they're caught in the crossfire, they could be killed. It's happened to me. It's probably happened to everybody who's played Remnant 2 at least once or twice playing the game. All right. Well, the crazy thing is, certain players have actually turned this into a Dark Souls type of thing where they will literally come in our game. Me and a friend, we had a game going. We invited this one guy in. We're trying to solve this puzzle. And as we're trying to solve this puzzle, this guy just charges up. He basically buffs himself up like he's going into a boss fight. And I'm like, what is this dude doing? And then before I could realize what was actually taking place, what I thought was going to happen, we were already laid out. Our digital bodies were laid out. He had already pulled out that butter and there was nothing we could do. It was already warmed up. It was liquefied extremely well, and it was used on both of our persons. There was nothing we could do, man. And I was like, wow, this is a thing. So I guess some people are doing that and going into people's games, pretending to help them and then killing them and then leaving before they can get kicked or until they get kicked. After that happened to us, I had that long day of being kicked from all these players. So I've joined in this other guy's game, and as I joined his game, he said, okay, he's in the area that I need and I'm trying to go get this stuff. So when I joined his game, then he goes and proceeds to go to home base. And then he goes to go talk to some guy. So I'm sitting there waiting for him. I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go do his thing and then we're going to get back into it, right? He sits there like purposely, almost as if he went to go grab a sandwich or take a shit. I don't know what he was doing. And I just snapped. I just said, you know what? So I go over to him where he's talking to this guy. His avatar's just sitting there and I kill him. I take him out. I fucking pull out super hot butter, not even warm. That shit was hot. Okay. You could see bubbles in this butter, and I pull it out and I poured it all out and I put it on him. Okay. And I used it all over his body, and I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I could not. I broke that night. I'm not going to lie. And then I just put the game down. I said, you know what? I need a break. And let me come back refreshed and ready for another day. And that's what happened. So I did that and I recorded it too. So I'm going to be putting up the video eventually sometime one day or whatever. You'll see it if you go to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. One day it'll be up. But yeah, man, I just couldn't take it anymore. But like I said, came back, a day later, and then I finally got all the stuff I wanted, and then some stuff that I didn't even know I wanted, which ended up being one of my favorite guns in the game, which is my favorite side gun in the game now. So the Enigma is number 2 though. The Enigma is definitely, that's the gun that was slightly nerfed. It's electricity based gun, and it's really dope for crowd control and trying to deal with a lot of people when you become overwhelmed with stuff like that. So that's a cool gun to get people off your back real quick and get you some breathing room. But yeah, I'm going on and on about this game. Go pick it up. Remnant 2. Check it. It's an awesome game. You'll fucking love it. Let's jump out for that and let's get into some gameplay on a game that I've known about for, I want to say it feels like a couple years now. And it's called Lost Soul Aside. And this was an indie game. I think one guy started working on this game. It's a Chinese game developed by a Chinese guy, I think, from China. And he's finally the game was so popular, the video was so popular, let me rephrase that, when it came out, that these developers jumped on his team and it's like, yo, we want to help you make this a reality. Okay. So it's finally getting to that point where it's going to release soon. I want to say maybe 2024. I'm thinking 2024 because this video doesn't give us any new information on the release date or even a window or whatever, but you can tell that a lot of passion went into this project. And it's like a 20-minute video. I think it's like 23 minutes. A lot of the stuff we've seen in older videos, but then they added some new stuff in here, like the level design and the areas, which are breathtaking. It looks like Unreal Engine 5. If I'm, being honest, I don't know what engine they're using, but that's what it looks like it is. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful game. The game is beautiful. The combat is amazing. It's very fast paced, and I can't wait for this game to actually come out because I'm definitely going to buy it. I'm definitely supporting these developers on titles like this. But the video is actually gameplay on the PlayStation 5. So I don't know what other consoles is coming out on. I'm not sure. It may be PC as well, but I know for a fact that PS5 is definitely going to be doing it. So take a look at the video if you guys are curious about it, it's called Lost Soul Aside. It's a nice long gameplay video. Graphics are amazing. Everything looks good. And I just wanted to bring that to my listeners' attention, because I love indie games. I love games with a lot of small teams that have a lot of passion behind their projects, because those are the best games in my opinion, because there's no chains. There's no gate. They're not thinking about, let's see how we can get some more money. Let's see how we can monetize this and that. It's just, hey man, I want to make an awesome game that people will remember, and I'm not trying to fuck the players. Okay. I'm a player myself, and that's how, they look at it. Anytime you have a company or a team who are actually fans of what they're doing, you're usually going to get a decent project, because they're players too. There's a lot of companies out here that don't operate like that at all. They don't move like that at all. They say, hey, I got some money. I want to start a fucking game company, and I don't know nothing about games, but let's just try to do some shit. All right. And then they hire a whole bunch of other people who don't know shit about games or don't play them, and they think they can make a stellar project. And in the end, it comes out to being, most of the time, straight hot garbage. Okay. Just keeping it real. And I support small devs, and I support teams like this. So if you guys are next time you're on YouTube and you're looking for something new or some new game up and coming that's going to actually eventually hit the scene, check out Lost Soul Aside and check out that fucking demo. It's about 20 plus minutes long. And yeah, hope you enjoy that. All right. Here's something I really want to get into. I guess I'll get this out the way because, yeah, anime, I'm back. I mean, I've been watching it. So I just finished Baki Hama season 2. I finished that last night. Yeah, finished that last night. Enjoyed it. Love the Baki series. Also, if you guys are into that high paced, bloody, fisticuff type action, definitely check out Baki and Baki Hana on Netflix. But also there's another one called Kengan Ashura, which is dope as well. I actually like that one better, believe it or not, than Baki. And you should check that one out too. I'm wondering when that next season is coming out. I'm really anticipating that one too. But I love them both. They're both excellent. If you're into the action, if you're into the shonen type stuff, man, these guys are fucking great. These anime are great. But I finished that, and now I'm working on one that goes by the name of The Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World. These long fucking animes, man, these names they kill me all the time. They kill me all the time, but I like it. I fucking love it to death, man. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. And it's a pretty dope anime as well. And there's dozens of anime like this, kind of like in that realm, in that genre that you can watch. And I see why people fuck with them. I really do. They're just really fun. And the characters are really fun, and it's just a dope anime. So definitely check that one out. The Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World. That's what I'm watching now. I think I'm on episode 4 or something like that. Just started it. But yeah, gonna finish that up. And then after that, I'm gonna finally go in and watch Nier Automata, but I'm going to watch it from beginning to end because I only watched like 4 episodes. Then they had all that stuff that happened with it, where the long delay and everything. And then we waited months, and then they finally gave us all the rest of the episodes. So now all 12 episodes are available. I'm going to start from episode 1 again and go all the way down because I'm a huge fan, a huge Nier fan. Love Nier Automata. I love both those games. I love that universe so much. It's one of my favorite universes out there in gaming, period. And I was just so excited for them to have an anime. They also have some new figures coming out by SH Figure Arts, is one of my favorite lines. I'm nerding out here with the figures, but yeah, definitely that. Matter of fact, what came in the mail today? Oh, yesterday, my Sasuke, my young Sasuke came in the mail. If you guys didn't know, SH Figure Arts is doing back on the Naruto line. They're doing a bunch of Naruto shit, thankfully, because they do shit ton of everybody else, especially Dragon Ball. And I have all of that shit. And I was like, yo, I need some new Naruto shit. So they did a new Kakashi, which is my favorite character in Naruto. One of my favorite anime characters, period. Got him before we moved out here. And then I heard they were coming out with the young Naruto and the young Sasuke Okay, back from the original Naruto series, and I pre-ordered those. And what's crazy is Naruto was supposed to come first, but he didn't. Sasuke came first, and Naruto should be here in the next month or so, hopefully. But yeah, got that up, waiting for all this stuff. They're still in a box. They're still I'm not taking this shit out until we move and get our crib, our house, and then I'm going to set everything up. I can't wait. That's going to be the most glorious day because I got a lot of shit that I bought and pre-ordered and that's came and they're just still wrapped up, and I can't wait to put all that stuff out and get my displays popping, man. I cannot wait. But yeah, how did I even get here? I don't even remember how I got here. I think we were talking about, what were we talking about? Anime. Okay. We're anime, and was talking about Nier Automata. But yeah, Nier Automata, that world, that universe is awesome. But yeah, they have a line coming out from SH Figure Arts, and I'm definitely going to be jumping on that. Love the series. If you haven't played Nier Automata, or just if you haven't played the Nier series, any of the games, man, you got to check them out. They're fucking dope. And the music, the soundtrack is probably one of the greatest soundtracks in video games. In my opinion, just my humble opinion, is Nier Automata. They have one of the best ones. It's just dope. It's just everything about it. The game, the writing, and how they leave you wanting more. I love those kind of sad but open-ended kind of stories. And Final Fantasy 16 did that recently. The Nier series has done it. The Shadows of Colossus, which is one of my other all-time favorite games of all time for the PlayStation 2, they've done it. Shit, I mean, just so many different games have done it, and a lot of them are my favorites because of that. But I'm going to be watching that anime next and watching it beginning to end so I can get the whole thing again. Because, I watched it a year ago, it feels like, those first 4 episodes, and then it just stopped. So I have to go back and redo it all over. And I'm going to be happy to do that shit. But that's what I'm watching next. And then after that, I'm probably going to lean towards catching up on, well, I don't know. Because right now I'm trying so hard not to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. It's killing me. It's really killing me. But if I can wait a couple of more months, it'll be done. And then I can say, fuck it, and I can binge it, because like I said, guys, I love binging my anime if I can help it. If I have to watch it by episode, it's going to slowly kill me. Okay. The only one I see myself really doing that with now, right now, if I had to, is probably 86. And that's it, because I've been waiting for 86 so long, especially the last episode of that last season was one of my favorite episodes of all time in any anime that I can remember, man. I mean, and there's some good ones, trust me. But yeah, if you haven't seen 86, definitely check that out as well. It's a dope story. It's beautiful, man. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, that's probably what's next from you guys. I'll definitely revisit this next week and let you know what I watched or what I steered away from and ended up watching. Because sometimes I'll say, I'm going to watch this or watch that, and then my list will be completely different. Okay, it'll be like, hey, I got sidetracked and I fell into this one, or I'm watching this one. So just bear with me, and just know that next week there'll be another discussion on my anime watch list, because I do love talking about my anime and having my anime segments in here, because that is another one of my favorite hobbies to do. It's just that this year has been so crazy when it comes to games, and I cannot remember the last time I've played so many games in this short period of time. It's crazy, because usually I have my peaks and my valleys, right? I'll play the shit ton of a game, and then for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then after that, I won't really play as much for another month, right? I'll play a little bit here and there, but it won't be as intense, And so that's kind of kept me from doing all my other passion projects that I've been trying to do, like my video editing, like a bunch of my content. I still have a shit ton of content that I'm working on and I have to go do, but Remnant 2 has kept me so fucking bogged down. I'm finally catching some air now, and I'm able to kind of tackle some of those. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So it's crazy. It's been crazy for games this year, and it's not going to stop. It's going to be a crazy year. This is the best year in video games since I can fucking remember. I'm not lying. Armored Core 6 is coming out at the end of the month, and I cannot wait. Right now I am playing Remnant 2 heavily, and I am playing Daemon X Machina. Like, me and the family went out to take the kids to go to this like jumping, this trampoline park or whatever yesterday. And I had my Switch on deck. I had my backpack. I had my Switch in there, and they running around, playing around, doing their thing. And I was like all the other dads there. It was crazy. All the other dads there were sitting there on their phones. One dude brought his damn laptop up there and he was doing his thing up there, you know what I'm saying? So I have my Switch and I pulled my Switch out and I'm playing Daemon X Machina there, and you know I'm just in my zone. And then before I looked up, it was time to go. You know, 2.5 hours had passed. Boom, you know what I'm saying? And it was time to go. So yeah, we did that, and that's what I've been playing right now. Those are my 2 games that I've been just going extra hard in. Eventually, I plan on going back to Dragon's Dogma, okay, because that's what I was playing before I jumped on Remnant 2, and then like I said, Armored Core 6 is dropping, and then a week after that. Is it a week after that? It's about almost 2 weeks after that. We will have Starfield. So I pray to God that Starfield is even half as good as what it's being shown to be. And I think that I'll be playing that for the foreseeable future. So even though it's only 30 frames and all this and all that, that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm looking for another Bethesda game to get into since the old days of the Fallout games, like Fallout 76. Matter of fact, I was watching this long, I want to say it was a 2 or 3 hour video about Fallout Vegas. Some guy put together. He was talking about all the Easter eggs, all the tropes, all the hidden details and stuff. And it was really interesting. And I just fell asleep to that watching that. So that was cool. I mean, it's crazy. You can come up with so many different things as far as content. YouTube is an amazing place, man, if you know how to use it right. And if you're someone who wants to even talk about something or do something, you could literally go in there with the time and dedication and a little tunnel vision, man. You can get some shit done, you know? So that's a cool thing. I love going back, looking at old content, sometimes old playthroughs with friends that I've done over the years. And I think that's really why I do it. Really, I'm not doing it to blow up on YouTube or anything like that. I'm just kind of recording moments in my time of my life that I was gaming and I was just doing shit that I enjoy doing, and share it with whoever wants to see it. But most importantly, I share it with myself so I can always go back to it and look at that type of stuff, which is cool. So it's all good. If it happens to do something good, hey, so be it. Same thing with this podcast. How I thought it was. I went into it thinking I'm just doing this for fun because I love games and I love anime and stuff, and I just like talking about it. So if anybody's out there who wants to listen, hey, feel free to do it. And then it just kind of took on legs of its own, and it's growing. And who knows where I'll be in a year from now? Who knows where this podcast will be 5 years from now? You know, but it still will be here. If I'm alive and breathing, I'll still be putting these out every week. So you can rest assured that. Like I said, we're almost at 350 episodes. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but I love it. So I love you guys for that as well. Thank you for the support. Let's get off anime and let's get into some real meat and potatoes of the show. Shit I really wanted to get into real quick. And first, I'm going to start with Baldur's Gate 3. And the reason why I'm bringing this shit up is because there's a lot of news and it's not good surrounding this game. But there is good news as well. It's kind of bittersweet. The game is doing well right now. Okay, it's out for PC now. All right, if you guys don't know. There's, I think already it's close to 700,000 players right now out here in these Boulder Gate streets doing their thing. I mean, they say that the game, I think right now Metacritic is like 93, 94% overall over like 5,000 reviews. It's a lot, man. And the game is great. The dev team is excellent. I applaud them because they're not a AAA studio, so to speak. They're a AA more like, but they're a team that are players and are gamers and are really passionate about their project. And this is why this game is going to be one of those classic games. This is why it's going to do so well. They took their time. They made sure they didn't put it out until it was absolutely ready, so much to the point there they actually put the game out early because they made sure they crossed all their all their T's and dotted all their I's. They got all that stuff done, man. And they made sure that the game was excellent, and so far so good from what everybody's saying. Now here comes the bad kind of news, if you want to call it bad news. Yeah, I would. If you're a Xbox player, okay, not a PC player, then this game is probably going to be postponed from what everybody's saying in all the way until 2024. Okay. That's a long time. All right. There's no release date window. They canceled the release of that for the Xbox Series S and X. And here's what now PlayStation, let me say this first, Sony PlayStation 5, it's still coming out September 6th. So if you guys are still planning on playing that, rest assured that will be out September 6th. All right. But they took priority on PC because they know that their player base is mainly PC and that's who they cater to most. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Do your thing. Right. But they are taking care of PlayStation if you want to get it on September 6th. Now, the reason why it's been postponed so long, and some of us already probably know the answer to this, why it's been postponed until whenever, okay, is because of apparently the Xbox Series S. Okay, there's an issue going on with that, and a lot of devs are coming out now and exposing the S for certain aspects. Memory is being one of the bigger ones that has been hampering them for putting out certain games. And the Xbox has a stipulation in place where, hey, look, if you're going to push something out for the Xbox Series X, you have to put it out for the Series S as well. So you're going to have to basically double dip, okay, and figure out how to get this done. So all the devs who are working for Xbox or doing games for the Xbox are kind of salty, low key. That most of them aren't saying anything because, hey, they're just happy to work and they're doing their thing. But the ones who do happen to speak about it are saying that it's making them extremely salty because they have to. It's kind of like they're almost having to go back to last gen and rework things. Not as harsh, but the memory is not as much. Okay. It's still a little bit less powerful than the Xbox Series X. Okay. So much so to where they at least have to go through some things, and it's going to take longer to develop and get everything right for that said system. That's why you're not going to see Baldur's Gate for the Xbox Series X, because they could get that ready for the X right now. It's just that now they have to figure out a way to get it to work properly on the Xbox Series S because of its limited memory. That's where we're at right now, and that's why they have to postpone that. So all the Xbox players waiting for this, man, they're going to be salty. And they are salty. There's a lot of Xbox players wanting to play this, and they're not going to be able to do it until, like I said, months down the line. So that's what that is. I mean, now for somebody like me who has multiple systems, consoles, you know, I'm not a PC player, don't plan on being a PC player. That's just not my lane. And that's cool. It's, you know, I could play it on the 3, but I was looking into it, and I don't think Baldur's Gate, I'm going to be playing Baldur's Gate. I don't think I'm going to be playing that because there's a lot of other games coming out, and I don't think I have the time for Baldur's Gate. And like I said, I'm looking forward to Starfield. And that's the game I'm going to be in. They both come out September 6th. I'm not going to be able to dedicate my time for that. And then, like I said, then the chips start falling from the sky because October is a super crazy month again. Really, October is the next biggest month. I think my pockets are going to be upset. They're going to be hurt because you have Lords of the Fallen coming out, which I saw a new gameplay trailer or gameplay video, boss fight today earlier. It was like a 5-minute video, and they were kind of displaying the boss fight, which looked awesome, by the way. And I think that game's really going to be dope. But Spider-Man is the one that everybody is talking about. That's the one that I'm waiting for. That potentially that's definitely going to be a Game of the Year candidate, along with Final Fantasy 16, along with not Breath of the Wild, along with the other Zelda game, not Breath of the Wild. What am I tripping on? I can't think of the fucking name right now. The Zelda game on Switch. Okay. Tears of the Kingdom. My bad. And it's going to be fighting with those games. I really feel that this game has that potential, man, because nobody knows what the story is going to be. They're not taking anything from the stories available out there in the books and the comics or anything like that. They have complete autonomy on what they wrote, just like they did with the first one. So I think they're going to have a dope story, and Venom's involved in this, and I think it's just going to be dope. My favorite suit, the symbiote, all this stuff. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the story. And then you have Miles Morales thrown in there as well, and they're claiming there's going to be like, I want to say 12 or 13 different appearances from different characters, like villains and stuff like that in this game. It's going to be crazy, man. They're going to take the best of both worlds, because in my humble opinion, Miles Morales was better than Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was dope. It's just that Spider-Man had some sequences in that game that kind of took you out of the experience, you know? And they fixed that with Miles Morales. Now, what I think they're going to do with this one is take the best from both of those and put it in this fucking game here. And it's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. So looking forward to that and what they do with it. And then what else? I mean, there's also, what is those? There's that. There's one other game that I really want to play that I probably won't get to play because it's just too many games at one time. And Alan Wake 2 is another one. Alan Wake 2. And then there's Super Mario Brothers Wonder as well. Like, all these games are coming out in October. And I think there's a couple more there, but these are the big bangers. Okay. So with that being said, I got to gear up for that. I can't spend any more money on any more games after that. So really my last game purchase should be Armored Core 6. That's it. After Armored Core 6, I should not be buying anything else until October. That's my goal. And okay, if I feel all of that, it's backlog season until then. If I run out of things to play, or what'll probably happen is I'll focus on some of my other passion projects that I got going on here, and I can do that as well. That'll give me time to recover, because it's time for me to take some breaks on some of these games. I've been just playing my ass off. Okay. But anyway, that is what's happening with the Baldur's Gate 3 situation, man. And as a as an Xbox Series S owner and player, it kind of hurts things a little bit. You know, look, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I kind of felt that, you know, there were going to be some stuff that eventually come up, okay, with certain games that are being made, and it was just going to happen that way. And that's what's happening right now. Is what we're looking at, and we'll probably see this again 1 or 2 times as we go on through the life cycle of the system. But like I said before, guys, I'm not going to let that deter me, because most of the games still are excellent on the S, and Game Pass is still dope as fuck. So please don't get that twisted. And all the games that my son plays, he's all good. It's all good. He's enjoying himself with that. He's not worried about Baldur's Gate. Okay. But yeah, so it just depends, guys. If you were looking forward to playing that and all you have is an Xbox platform, then yeah, I'd be a little salty on that. But it is going to eventually come out. So, you know, you may have to wait a while, of course, but hey, it is what it is sometimes in these situations. And there you have it, you know, so we'll see what happens next. And I'll keep you guys posted on that. Last thing I want to talk about before I get out of here, though. The last thing is the Nintendo Switch. We have the Nintendo Switch 2 rumors and information, okay? And you can call them rumors, but I'm not going to necessarily lean on that side of the fence, because there's too many things coming up that are supporting what these guys are talking about. Okay. What these guys on the inside are talking about. A lot of these guys have posted stuff before, and they have come to fruition. They've come true. Everything, you know, they said, and they're saying some of the same things. And let's keep it real. I mean, the one thing that they can't deny, Nintendo can't deny, even though they don't want to talk about it right now, is that they have the dev kits are out. The dev kits are out. There's proven fact. There's matter of fact, in Spain, I think there was the first, place to actually say something about it. But yes, I mean, how do you think these games are going to be playable and ready to go when the system drops? It's because it takes years sometimes to develop these games. So these dev kits have to go out at a certain time so that everybody can get them and study them and proceed to make content, make games on these kits. Okay. And, you know, figure out what they're working with. Oh, okay, we got this chip, we got that, so we can do this and we can do that. And here are our limitations, and here's the things we can do here. Okay. And then they can get started and stuff. So that's what's going on right now. And they've had them for a while, apparently. Okay. Because what the rumor is saying that these systems are going to be available the second half of 2024. So I'm going to say holiday season-ish. You know, that's just me. I think they're going to hit us 2024 holiday season. That's when they're going to hit these babies up. And I think they're going to be ready for the world, in more ways than one, if they're smart. They're going to have a mass production of these, because, you know, when it drops, it's going to be the hottest thing since sliced bread for the foreseeable future. It's going to be number one it's going to be everywhere. Okay. It's going to be trending. Everybody's going to be talking about this shit. You're going to see these lines. You're going to see all this stuff, and they should be ready for this time. If they're smart, they'd have enough, at least for the foreseeable future, for people to grab these and have these in hand. Okay. But I still believe that there's going to be some scalpers. I still believe that we're going to have issues with that with the Nintendo for a while, for a while, I think. But it is what it is. Okay. I've even heard that they're going to be using LED screens. They're not going to go OLED because, you know, it would just cost more to do the OLEDs. So they're going to just do the LEDs, which is better for production. And, you know, it's easier on the pockets. You know, Nintendo, please don't get it twisted. They're known out here for being frugal when they must be frugal. Okay. They've done a lot of frugal shit in the past, and they're probably going to do more. Okay. Anytime you're going to mass produce something like this, that's just what it is. But that's why they're so successful. And, you know, I will say this, they don't give us shit. They do give us great things when we do get it. Like I said, I love my Switch. I love all my Nintendo products, from the DS to the 3DS, all the way down to the Switch and then some. So can't Can't hate that. But these are some of the things that are going down. The development kits are out. Okay. They're in the hands. People are working on shit right now. And second half 2024 is probably when we're going to get this release. They'll probably announce information on this. Actually, they will probably officially announce the system in 2024, probably early 2024. I'm guessing on some Nintendo Direct, of course. And also from what the news is talking about, they're saying that it's still going to be cartridge based and it's still going to be carried over to our previous account. So if you have a Switch now and you have an account there, we all have our own accounts, games that we might have saved that we want to buy later, or games that we've already bought and digitally. That stuff is going to carry over for this system. Okay, so that's a breath of fresh air as well in itself. And also, the most important thing that people were trying to wonder about is they claim that this is also going to be portable as well. So it will have a portable mode. So it starts to linger in my mind. And I have to question, what is this going to be? Because it could easily just be a Nintendo Switch Pro, an actual Nintendo Switch Pro-like machine. It could, if you still got the cartridge, if it's still going to be portable, I'm thinking maybe just a beefier version of the Switch. And by a substantial amount. Okay. Cause this Switch has been out for years now. So, the tech that is being used now, of course, even after a couple of years of the Switch being out originally, you're going to take leaps and bounds of what the original Switch had. So now, grabbing whatever you're grabbing. And like I said, it's been out, the dev kit has been out for a while. So it's at least been a good 5 years. Okay. That the upgrades we're going to see here. I'm thinking we're going to see just a beefier version of the Switch. It's probably going to look really close to the Switch as well. And it's just going to be maybe a little bit beefier, and the chips are going to be a lot faster. So we'll have, I'm guessing it's probably going to have the strength of maybe a PlayStation 4, if not slightly less. Somewhere around there in that neighborhood, I'm guessing. And you can, take that around with you portably, and it'll have a lot more memory, and you'll be able to play your games at 60 frames. At least you should be able to get some 60 frame gameplay out of most of these games. That's what I'm guessing. Okay. I'm guessing that. And you're probably looking at a $400 price point. That's what people are talking about now, about a $400 price point on these new Switches. Okay. That's what I'm going to go with. And like I said, they're probably already working on games for this thing here, and backwards compatibility is also going to be important. I think they're going to implement that as well, because think about all the Switch owners out here now. There's over 100 million Switch owners, right? So they're still making Switch games now. People are still loving the Switch. People are still playing the Switch. It's very popular, and you're not going to omit all of these players that are already out here, right? You're going to make sure that they can take those games and play those games, or even still buy Switch games if they still want to, and play them on the new system, right? That's what they're probably going to end up doing. It makes sense to do that. It definitely does. So even kind of like what the systems are doing today. Hey man, you want to play your old classic at 60 frames, and you want to do that shit in high def. You know what I'm saying? 1080 in your hand. Yeah, you can go 1080 in your hand, and you can go 4K on TV. You know what I'm saying? With this stuff, we can do it now. So all your old games, your old library and stuff like that, you can still play those at a heightened state if you wanted to. So there's a lot of questions still in the air, of course, but these are some things that's got me excited. And I tend to believe these things because of just what's going on. I know the dev kits are out there. That's been proven. Nintendo's just not going to say anything now because they can't, they don't want to say anything about it yet. And they're still just trying to sell that OLED, and they're still trying to milk out the rest of what they can milk out for the Switch that's coming out right now, So I think that's why they're doing that. They're not going to say anything officially yet because, hey, we still want to sell this other stuff. We're still trying to get some of this stuff off of us. Then when we squeeze that washcloth dry, we will then announce, and then we'll get everybody's beaks wet for the Switch. It's going to be crazy when it drops, I'm going to be one of those guys, yes, to have a Switch, to get another Switch when the new one comes out, whatever they call it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have one. Like I said, I'm one of those gamers. When Sony comes out with a new system, I'm buying it. I'm not I'm not saying I'm getting it day one, because you saw how long it took me to get that. And it also took me about a year before I got the PlayStation 4. That's only because the games weren't available. I buy systems based on what's available to play. If there's a game or games out there that I want to play, then I'm going to do what I can to get it at that time. And that's only then. Because usually when systems come out, there's really not a lot to play yet. And this, da. So, that's cool. Some people just have to have it day one so they can say that they have it. I'm not one of those guys. I still buy my systems when they come out, but I have to have something to play for me to buy them first. So I will be getting the Switch when it comes out eventually. And when Sony comes out with the 6 or whatever, whenever that is, I will be doing that. Microsoft, probably the same thing. We'll see what happens with that. I think my son wants a PS5 this Christmas, so we'll go from there. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. And I don't know, man, I'd love to hear some of you guys' thoughts on the Switch and what do you think is going to happen? We know they're going to come with bangers, just like Sony. You're going to get those bangers, those first party bangers all the time. And sometimes games you never even knew you wanted, and I just love the portability of the Switch. I just can't get past that. I mean, you want to stick with something that's actually working, and that shit is working. I mean, to keep it portable like that, nobody else is doing that. And you kind of want to keep your name associated with that if I'm Nintendo. So there's nothing like being able to play some of your favorite games on the go, like in the palm of your hand. It's just amazing. And I think a lot of people take that for granted. And I think that's a cool thing. Like playing Daemon X Machina in the palm of my hand was awesome. Like I had a great time. That 2 hours went by like a motherfucker. Okay. Because that place was loud. It was a zoo in there. Okay. These kids are crazy. All right. So I had to zone out some sort of way, and it definitely helped out with that. And I actually got some shit done. OK, picked up some new items and everything like that. So I was happy. So I'll leave it there. And also you can stream, you can stream on there too. I think Hulu's on there now, but I would like to see more things. I think YouTube is on there as well, but I would love to see more of that on the next system, being able to watch Crunchyroll or something like that on there, which, your phone is usually used for, but still just to have that option is still pretty cool, if you ask me. But that's going to do it for the show. I want to thank everybody for coming out, listening, downloading, streaming. I'm recording this early Sunday while they're out at the grocery store, which they do on Sundays typically. So I'm trying to get this out of the way. No kids are here. It's quiet. So I'm getting it done. And I want to say that I'll see you guys next week, man. Definitely look out for your boy. Show me some love on all of my handles out there. If you guys want to, if you feel generous, go to fucking YouTube and subscribe to my Random Gameplay Pimpin' channel. Go to TikTok, subscribe there. All my Dragon Ball fans, definitely check out DragonBallDrip.com. Get some merch there. If you do, it will definitely go towards helping out the show. And yeah, man, just be looking out for all my stuff, man. It's out there. Love you guys with all my fucking heart. I thank you for all your support, and I'll be back. We do this every Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And I'll see you guys next week. I'm out. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.